In this English lesson, we'll consider the words could have in American English. So these two words joined together, could have, would look like this. Could have. Maybe you want to say he could have won or she could have won. So could have in American English, usually when talking, saying it fast would sound like could have, could have, could of, if that helps. So for example, if you want to say she could have won, you can say could have, she could have won, but it would not be she, not spelled like this, could of with the OF. It's not spelled that way. She could have won. No. No, instead it's could have or shortened could have with the apostrophe VE at the end. Now, a more casual way to say it you might have heard of is coulda, coulda. She coulda won, coulda. But this is very informal. You would not write that in a formal business letter, for example. It's more used when speaking. So again, you may hear the different ways of saying it. She could have won. She could have won. Or she coulda won. In American English, you may find that it's more natural to just say coulda, she coulda won, something like that. Welcome. In this English lesson, the word gonna will be considered. Perhaps you've heard of this word, gonna. Maybe you saw it in a message or you've just heard someone say it. But what does this word mean? Well, it's really taken from two words. Going to. That's what it means. Going to. For example, you say, I'm going to ... But in American English, often these two words are joined together and it's easier to just say gonna, gonna. I'm gonna ... It's used as a future tense, maybe something you're going to do in the near future, distant future. Um, but that's how you say it. I'm going to, I'm gonna. You can say she's gonna, he's gonna, they're gonna. And the note as well, this isn't really proper English to say gonna. You wouldn't write that in a business letter, for example. It's more casual. When writing a formal letter to someone, perhaps someone you don't know, um, more than likely you wouldn't use this word gonna in that letter. You may instead say, I'm going to or I will. Dot dot dot. You may get away though saying gonna, perhaps even in a formal setting. But when writing a formal business letter, you definitely wouldn't want to use the word gonna. You just have to spell out the whole word, I'm going to or I will, something like that. So, how do you say this word? Yes, it's gonna. gonna. In this English lesson, the words should have will be considered. So here it is spelled out. Should have. Shortened, it's spelled like this. Should've. Should've. And that's how it sounds. Kind of sounds like you're saying should of using the of should of, but it's really a VE. Should have. More casual of saying it is shoulda. Shoulda. I shoulda done that. But this is so informal. You would not use this in a formal business letter. When writing a formal business letter, for example, you would not write shoulda. Should have is a better way to put it. Really, the way you should put it when using it in a formal business letter, for example. But when speaking, you'll probably just hear should've or shoulda. So in American English, if you want to say should have in a more natural way, you would probably just say shoulda, or I should have done that. I should have done that. He should have done that. She should have done that. So let's say it again slowly. Shoulda, 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 shoulda. In this lesson, you'll learn the use of the words have to. So let's get right into it. Have to. So if you want to say this in a more casual way, you would usually say have to, have to. So maybe you can spell it like this, have to, or have to. These aren't really proper spellings of the word, not in any means, but this is the proper spelling. It's just this is the way it may sound when saying it in a more casual way. Have to. I have to go. Or I have to do something. And even though you might say it in a casual way, perhaps to a friend or a relative, when writing this word in a text message, for example, or an email, I should say these are two words, when writing them, you would still write them the proper way in most cases. It's not too formal to write it out just the way it is, to just spell out the word itself. Have to. You're not being overly formal when you just write it out like that. And even just saying it, just like the way it is, have to. It's nothing really wrong with saying it like that. You just may notice in American English, it's said so fast that it sounds like have to. So kind of like have to or to. So have to, have to, have to, have to. I have to go. Have to.